welcome to the Portuguese Startup Demo Session. I can assure you that the next 15 minutes will be well worth your time. We would like to express our gratitude to South Summit for once again hosting the Portuguese delegation in this edition. The 10 Portuguese startups showcasing their products and services today are part of Startup Portugal's Business Abroad initiative, developed in collaboration with ICEP Portugal Global, our Portuguese Trade and Investment Commission. But before we dive into the showcase of these 10 remarkable projects, let us give you a glimpse of what you are missing by not establishing your startups in Portugal. Please run the video.
Are you looking to rise above and beyond? Here's why Portugal is the place for you. This 963-kilometer Atlantic coast country is home to several unicorns and many more up-and-coming startups and scale-ups. Currently, there are more than 2,300 active startups in our sunny cities. In 2021 alone, they have raised more than 1 billion euros, having doubled the amount invested in the previous year. A country of diversity, Portugal is simultaneously a place of history and tradition, but also at the top of innovation and emerging ecosystem rankings, having developed programs and projects that enable new technology creation and testing. A place of beautiful and natural sightseeing, which is emerging as one of the main global epicenters for entrepreneurship. It is the host country of one of the most relevant tech conferences in the world, the Web Summit, and the founding member and host of the Europe Startup Nations Alliance. Lisbon is consolidating its status as a new tech hub with the launch of Hub Criativo do Beato, one of Europe's largest centers for innovation and entrepreneurship. Portugal is known for having talent proficient in English and also for being the place where you can enjoy more than 300 days of sunshine per year. No wonder that international rankings and independent surveys of entrepreneurs and expats identify the quality of life in Portugal to be one of the best in the world. Still looking to rise above and beyond? This is what we do. Startup Portugal is a private non-profit organization connecting all the actors in the community. In a mission to promote entrepreneurship, it is responsible for designing new public initiatives to boost the ecosystem's growth, implementing the national strategy for entrepreneurship, encouraging the creation and incorporation of innovative businesses, promoting startups and their scaling efforts, and attracting talent and smart money to Portugal. Startup Portugal has important tools for developing the ecosystem, such as a national network that fosters a common strategy for more than 160 certified incubators located all over the country, or an up-to-date database and dashboard that provides a real-time picture of the entire ecosystem. Community is also a core foundation for us, and that's why we gather every month in a hangout, open to all the ecosystem actors. We are here to help you rise and go beyond your goals. Are you ready to join our community? Sign up for Portugal now.
Thank you. You are all welcome in Portugal. So without further delay, let's get started by welcoming Luís Viudes. He is the strategic manager at Biometrid, and they will present their no-code identity verification solution. Welcome, Luís. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. I'll proceed with English if it's okay with everyone. So, without further ado, let's get into what do we do at Biometrid. So, as Pedro mentioned, we are a no-code identity verification solutions. So, we like to call ourselves experts in digital identity. What we do is that we try to provide as many solutions as possible, not only for onboarding, also authenticate and validate every type of client of every type of industry from end to end. also securing all the compliance problems that we have nowadays, especially with data. Although we don't realize, and showing you a bit of the product overview, we don't realize how present digital identity is nowadays, but it's a reality, right? So not only in sectors such as banking, where, for instance, we open a remote bank account and we need to proceed with the whole process for that opening, but also entering in big venues, so you can authenticate that you are the one entering, certification of payment, that you are the person that's actually paying and it's behind the transaction, and also InsurTech, for instance, reducing the amount of fraud while making claims, or even, for instance, one of our collaborations with the Portuguese government we are one of the responsibles for issuing the digital identity in Portugal. And the idea is that we can actually aggregate in a hub of identity verification all these processes and all these problems that can be all together in one single flow. For instance, and just to give you a sneak peek of the different features that we have in our platform. So, for instance, while you create a flow in biometric, you can add, for instance, different forms if you need to gather data or upload documents. You have this validation of the ID, so the scanning and the OCR of the identity verification. Then face compare, liveness, one-time passwords, and even digital signatures to make sure that the person behind the process is actually the person authorized to do it. So, in a front-end perspective, it's just as simple as this, right? So, scanning the identity document, then we have this liveness detection. Finally, it can be either via an OTP or even a web conference, and we can already onboard the person, and after all the processes that come next are already verified, and you can also make the comparison. Just to show you, and also one of our main differentiators, because there are many companies that do with digital identity, we have this drag and drop tool that makes for clients this process much easier, in the sense that you can just add as many features as you want. You can just open the flow, drag and drop the different features that you have, and then close the flow. Normally, I can tell you that the lead time with these companies, it's up to 18 months to close the process. With us, you can reduce it to 5, since you are the one owning the process and editing the process as many times as you want and adding as many features as you want. Also with that, we can aggregate different technologies besides our own in-house technology that is the one that we provide. More than that, and just to give you a short peek of what are these different use cases. So this KYC, whenever we speak about opening bank accounts, or even accounting for investment funds when we are going to invest, or different types of registering of residents in Portuguese communities. When we follow up, another use case can be contract generator. Since we have the different signatures, we can just aggregate and then have a full contract that can be sent to both parties. And finally, this authentication whenever we are doing payments or accessing venues like I mentioned before. Thank you so much. We will be together with the Portuguese delegation right there. Thank you, Startup Portugal, and thank you, South Summit.
So I come from Lisbon. I'm sure you all know our city. We have started with 20 years ago with a genetic and genomic company. But we're a services company only. But we wanted to put a lab on the hand of every people. So we wanted to discover how we can do it. We started with a test to guide for the lung cancer. But as you can see, it's a very complicated thing. And time made us a big trick. It came with the pandemic. So we have switched our investigation from the lung cancer to the COVID to help the community and to deliver a fast test. As you know, we had to do a PCR test, right? So our test, instead of going to the sample to the lab, we could do it in the spot. So we had it with the 40 minutes result and certificate. So what happened? We began to develop the tests for this device. This is the Dr. Vida. It's a PCR that you can hold it in your hand, and we have already this portfolio. So the EGFR mutation for the lung cancer, the COVID, lactose intolerance and gluten, Legionella, and of course, as it is a PCR, you can put here any biomarker. So it's a universal thing. So you just need your smartphone, pair it with this PCR, and run the commands that you can see it on the app, and you can, in the end, obtain a certificate. So we are already on these locations, so we are in all continents, but we need to have a bigger network of clients. So that's why we are here. We've been here, and also with the help of the European Innovation Council, we have been also in FIME, in Miami, and in Dubai at Arabel, and in Dusseldorf at Medica, to enlarge our clients' base. So we need you also to enlarge our portfolio and our base of clients. We are looking for about more 3 million euros, and that's why we need you for this new adventure. Come on. And thank you.
My name is Manuel Lemos. I'm co-founder and CMO at Enline. Enline is based in north of Portugal in a very little city called Mirandela. And let's talk about digitization of the energy sector. For the first time in the world, we are creating a revolution because we are replacing sensors and new hardware by advanced physics and mathematics modulation software that is able to make a very fast and 100% remote digitization process of any kind of energy assets. We create the digital twin remotely using information from the asset, and it's very fast. We can build 2,000 kilometers of lines, for example, per day with one single person, no coding approach. And this is a proven technology with a lot of predictive analytics. We can reduce losses also by 30%. This is very, very important. Today in the morning we closed the contract with Renault to apply this in a car manufacturing in Europe, and is unbeatable technology in price, accuracy, and time to implement. We are in the entire cycle of the energy, from generation, transmission, distribution, and high consumption, high voltage and medium voltage. We have 5 main solutions, all of them SaaS. We work from the predictive and real-time monitoring, fault location, working also in predictive maintenance, predictive capabilities to replace reactive maintenance by proactive maintenance. We can reduce losses, we can make risk management, and finally we can apply the software to make a smarter design of the assets, reducing CapEx. And here we can see some real numbers from customers. For example, reducing OpEx costs, reducing CapEx, reducing the time of implementation, increasing the capacity of transmission lines. This is very, very crucial for the renewable integration. We are in the entire cycle, from generation, as I said. These are the kind of customers we are basically making deals currently. You can see we started in Latin America because the company originally started in São Paulo. We still have an office there, but our headquarters are now in Portugal, north of Portugal. And we are now expanding for North America, Europe, Asia, and Africa. Recently, we got this SET 100 list, one of the top most promising startups in the energy field. And we have also the ANI innovation recognition in Portugal. The team is multicultural and multidisciplinary. We have Brazilians, Portuguese, and Germans. It's like an explosive combination, but we can work very well. And we have a strong team in Portugal and Brazil and Peru. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you later in the booth. Thanks.
Thank you, ICEP and Startup Portugal for the opportunity. Sorry, this was the first slide. I'm here with GoParity with our Impact Finance app, and when we speak about impact investment and impact finance, this is what we are speaking about divesting from fossil fuels into clean energy, from intensive towards regenerative agriculture, and even from fast fashion towards circular fashion. This is our app. We provide funding for for-profit and non-for-profit organizations that have projects that align with the United Nations SDGs. Our business model is pretty straightforward. We have projects, we have clients that provide money to the projects, they get repaid the principal, and then they get an interest. On top of that, there is impact. I'll explain you how we make money in the next, not in this one slide, but on the Q&A. Why you should come to us? Because we are extremely agile, flexible, and we offer a tailored solution. We are agile because we will provide you a proposal in 5 days. We are flexible because we can adjust to your investment needs and repayment schedule. And on top of that, when you go for your next round of financing and you say that you had 500 people or 1,500 people that invested in your company, that can be very powerful. And these people are investors, but they can become clients and they can help to agilize your business. So these are some of the projects that we have helped to finance. We have 5 verticals: water and blue economy, social economy, business in transition, green use of land, sustainable energy. If you have a project that has social and environmental impact, there is a mistake there in the slide, it's not transaction. If you have a project that has social and environmental impact, come and speak with us. I'm sure we can find a way to put it in our platform. Here, this is a deep dive. You'll have the installments, the terms, how much you're paying investors a year, what's your rating, and then when you do a deep dive, you'll get all the information on the project, on the team, what the money is being used for. These are some of our numbers. We have 36,000 platform users. We've financed not to 76 to 80, and more than 25 million invested, with very interesting growth in the last 2 years. We are scaling up in Europe. We are launching in Canada. We are testing the market in North America, but most importantly, this is our impact. We have created almost 5,000 jobs. The project we have financed have generate 17.5 gigawatt hours every single year, and they are contributing to avoidance of 24,000 tons of CO2 every year. We created 5,000 jobs, but we've impacted the lives of 90,000 people. And we have helped to regenerate almost 1,500 hectares of land and of water using sustainable agriculture, forestry management. So this is where we have projects now, 15 countries in 3 continents. We have the office in Lisbon, Barcelona, launching now in Toronto. If you scan this QR code, you get 10 euros in your first investments with GoParity. We're going to be here for the next 3 days, Matthias and I. Come and speak with us. We are at the Portugal stand. Drop us an email. Take a shot on the back of our T-shirts, because here you have another investment, and thank you very much.
Hi guys, GovWise is a GovTech startup that has an AI platform for public procurement, but we will go into the problem and the value that we bring to customers. Well, problem. Public procurement, contratación pública in español, is a very struggling process both for companies or public entities when they conduct them, okay? Companies struggle to find information, they have a lot of platforms, and public entities struggle to find the best suppliers for their purchase. So this is the problem that we want to resolve. How we do it? So we are an AI company that basically scrape the data from open data platforms about public procurement, both currently in Iberia, of course. We apply AI algorithms to that data, related, of course, with the use cases of the customers they use, and we present the information very simply in a software as a service application. Value proposition. So for suppliers, so for companies, They basically automate tasks that they are doing manually, going on these platforms, accessing documents. So we automate all of that. And on the public entity side, we do the same, but additionally, we put the best suppliers and the best price for what they want to buy. So saving money from them, that is our money, taxes money. Okay, where are we? So we are a recent project. We are in the market, makes 1 year. What type of customers? You see the customers there, but basically you have Vodafone, ICT, so ICT and health are our customers for now. Roche, Medtronic, so we are helping these companies basically to be very efficient in the way they conduct public procurement processes. We are a team currently of 12, a team that worked for more than 20 years in public procurement, combined with data scientists and AI developers to solve these problems. We are here in Spain, looking for business development partners and customers, of course. So if you have an interest in making efficient a big market, a big industry, not a so sexy industry, please reach out, because the idea is to develop the market here in Spain.
LeadsEye is a platform to generate leads for our customers. It's very simple. So if you're a customer, you go to our platform, you tell me which type of leads you want. We price the leads, we use AI to generate them. So there's nothing else you need to do. You don't need to understand anything about marketing. You don't need to understand anything about advertising. The only thing that you need to go is tell me which type of customers you want within our platform, and our AI will do the rest to generate those leads. Good thing about our business model is that we only charge every time we generate a lead. So there's no risk for any of our customers when they start using LeadsEye. So we understood that the digital advertising market, especially for the small businesses, was kind of broken. So I come from working in the agency space, and what we saw a lot of the times is that for small businesses it was very, very hard to achieve a profitable ROI, especially because when you're an agency, you need to manage the campaigns manually, you need to manage initiatives manually for your customers. And obviously, gradually, when you have a customer that can afford 3 or 4 leads a month, it just doesn't make any sense to deliver those leads and to manage the campaign. So small businesses use us because they pay per lead. Because with AI, everything is streamlined, everything is automatic. You don't need to know how to create a campaign in order to be able to use LeadsEye. And at the end is risk-free. So if you're a plumber and you want people to call your phone to call you for their plumbing needs, if the phone doesn't ring, you don't have any cost. Okay, we've been growing 50% or 100% year on year, depending on the years. We went to market in 2020. We grow a lot through channel partners. So not only do we acquire customers directly that go to our platform and use LeadsEye to generate leads, as we have channel partners that distribute our product through SMEs. We strongly believe that the future of the market is clearly pay-per-lead. So if you look at how the advertising market behaved, we go from pay-per exposure, which was what we had back in the day with TV, with print, with old school type of advertising. Then you have this whole thing of trying to put a similar model online, where we got to start to pay by the minimum form of interaction, which was a click on the ad, which was some demonstration of interest. Well, before that, you could even pay specifically for eyeballs, but online it didn't catch up as much as the CPC. And we believe that with the technology that is today in place, we're going to see an evolution from the advertising market to a pure pay-per-lead type of model, where you only pay if actually those clicks mean something and they convert in some type of intent of business. That's why we look at our addressable market as something along the lines of the addressable market of digital advertising. So it's a gigantic market that keeps on growing. It's growing slightly less than it used to grow in the past because there was a lot of transfer from traditional advertising to digital advertising. But overall, the advertising market is a market that has been growing for, I don't know, 100 years. So super happy with the market that we're in. So far, we're roughly 60 people. Most of the people with extensive experience either in the technology or in the marketing industry. And we're starting to raise a Series B during next quarter, I would say. So we're starting to plan the Series B. We have some investors with whom we have been talking for quite some time now that might lead the Series B. And we're super happy to be backed by the main investors in Portugal, main VCs in Portugal. And thank you very much.
All right, so hi everyone. Glad to be here. Thank you, Startup Portugal, ICEP, and Portugal Ventures for this opportunity. Let me just pass you through what brings me here, but I don't know how this... Okay. What brings me here is that we are actually closing a 1.7 million seed round to become the solution for everyone traveling in terms of pickup and delivery your luggage. We want to scale to 3 new key markets, and I will explain to you how and why we are going to do it. Basically, the problem Pedro already mentioned, right? You leave your Airbnb or hotel in the morning, you have a conference, or you want to enjoy with your family and friends, but your check-in is only at 3 or 4 p.m., or on the last day, you leave in the morning, you have a conference, you have the flight back at the end of the day, so what do you do with your luggage, right? We found out that actually this problem is also felt by the millions of Airbnb managers that struggle with the constant inquiries of someone that is arriving and someone that is leaving, and I'm sure that I know the pain because I was one of them. So that's why we found Legit. Legit, it's a luggage pickup, storage, and delivery service. So we pick up your luggage where you are, store it for as long as you need, and deliver it back at the place and time you choose. And it's very simple. You as a travel, you have the mobile app, like a Cabify or Uber for luggage. You tell us where you are, where you want to go, and how many luggages you have with you. That's it. Airbnb manager, so the B2B relationship, we integrate with them. So you can book our luggage pickup and delivery service the same time you book the apartment or the room. And then we have the third product, which is the Keeper app. That is a logistic platform that enables them to control each details of the pickup and delivery. We move luggage, but we sell trust. Each bag has insurance, is sealed in the moment of the collection, and the keepers pass through a strict validation process. And we are the first movers in this untapped market because all the other solutions are physical storage locations, and I bet you already use some of them. Hotel receptions, and even stores in cities. But you always need to come back there at the end of the day, so it's far from the ideal experience. And we validated the price point, so the business model is simple, 70% for the keepers, 30% for us. And we found out in 2022 that 6 out of 10 customers asked us to change conditions. So this is premium add-ons that we can charge and are charged to increase our margin to 45%. 2021 was a huge year for us because we learned a lot. Without so many customers due to COVID, we learned how to scale efficiently. And that's what we did in 2022 and are doing right now in 2023. We can use Legit in Madrid right now, but in a few weeks we can. And the model to scale to other cities is really to partner with these B2B hospitality companies that can acquire us customers at almost zero CAC, as you can see, for example, that we did in Barcelona over the past 9 months. So the team has the right skills. We are backed by great investors and also supported by great advisors. And to complement and to end, we have already overcommitted our 1.7 million seed round. Right now is 1.8. And the goal with this money is really to improve the product, scale to 3 new key markets, and bet heavily here in Spain, and hire people, obviously. So I think that's it. Thank you so much.
Pedro mentioned, CEO and co-founder. I'll start off. So we are working in the relocation space. Not sure how many of you here have had the opportunity to live abroad. There are main 3 problems in the first 2 phases that we're focusing on here, which is the research phase. A big problem here is usually people looking at hundreds of different sites to actually gather the information that they need to be able to make a decision on whether or not they want to move, whether or not that destination is right for them. In a secondary point here, we have, once they have made a decision, is trust. So selecting the right immigration lawyer or bank or a realtor broker or someone to help them with their children's education is always a major issue and pain point that we've identified. The last part is actually getting the job done. So once they've made the decision, they've chosen the service providers, big problem here is actually managing. It's like a massive project management. So what are we doing at the moment? Here we started with product development, building out a research tool which actually brings all the information, verified information that they need into one place. Doing that, more importantly, based on your profile, okay? So if you're coming in from San Francisco to Lisbon or from Tokyo to Lisbon, there are a set of different needs that one needs. So what we are doing is curating the content and information that they need specifically for their case. That's the first part. In the second part here is actually allowing people to manage this phase. So they can do this all in the one place. They'll be speaking to maybe anywhere between 10 and 20 different service providers at the same time. It's in a very short period of time. Being able to manage that process in one place helps in terms of reducing their anxiety and the problems that they also face. So in a nutshell, how are we actually doing this? We're bringing our expertise. So later on, you get a chance to have a look at the team. Everybody's lived abroad. Between the team of 8, it's more than 38 countries. So we know the pain points and the way that we actually select the service providers, the vetting process to bring in the expertise, the hard expertise, but also the soft expertise, okay? So great that someone's an immigration lawyer, but are they focused helping with Brazilian tech talent that's coming into Brazil? Or is it someone that's more focused on helping retirees coming from the US? So these sort of soft skills that we bring into the play as well, and we're able to do this matching between the service providers and our clients. Just a quick overview. So we spoke about the research phase, the management phase. The last step that we have here is setup, or you might call it integration phase, which most relocation companies focus on this second stage. You know, you get your visa, you have the keys to the house, thank you, see you later. Our main focus here is making sure people that actually integrate and that it's a successful relocation in order to help in terms of motivation and productivity, especially when it comes to employees coming with companies. Motivation, productivity, and retention are big issues. So this is one of the focuses that we have as well. In terms of the markets, these stats actually aren't updated post-COVID. So the current market was already growing during up until 2022, yes. But with remote work, we've just seen this explode now. So this I can skip. In our case here, in terms of who were we working with, so we do work with B2C and B2B. And nowadays, we do work with both B2C and B2B. We did start out with B2C, as that was the customer segment most unrepresented. And that's allowed us to grow into working with B2B nowadays as well, especially for companies that recognize the importance of a successful relocation. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for this invitation and thank you for the opportunity to be here. So I'm Antonio Cardoso from Spectral Tech. I'm here today to talk with you about our Spectrum solution for cultural heritage management. We are, with Spectrum, we are solving and working in 4 vectors related to cultural heritage, which the first one is for the people and the technicians that are, and conservators that are dealing with that, to have more knowledge about the artwork or the collection they are dealing with, to have more control on the process they are trying to implement in that specific surface, to be able to share and manage in a proper way, in a better way, the data that they are producing every day, and by doing all this to control and reduce the costs solving this problem. For that, we have already a commercial solution that we are selling through all of Europe and South Korea and the States, based in 3 components, 2 gadgets to acquire data from those same surfaces, and then we have the platform, Spectrum platform, to process with all that information to users interface with the end user that use AI and deep learning, all those things. Looking at the players that we have on the market today and considering also the competition, Spectrum is able not only to deliver all the analysis and the need data that they really need to do the proper work, but it's delivering it in a lower price and with more quality. The market is quite bigger, and thanks to tourism, it's growing a lot because people want not only to protect the heritage, but also be sure that while we are using it to promote our civilization, that it's well kept. Right now, we are getting money from three components, let's call it. A platform, our platform to manage all this reality. And then we have 2 gadgets that we are selling to acquire the data from that surface. We are playing in several countries and continents. Last year was mainly Europe and Portugal and a bit Italy. This year we are really getting traction, very interesting traction from France, Germany and Eastern Europe, and we are already preparing next year the launch for mainly America and Asia. This year we are going also to reach a very interesting threshold for us, which is have a revenue above €500,000 only from sales. We are 18 people right now working in this project, from tech guys and girls, sales people, and a lot of end users helping us to improve the technology. We have more and more clients coming from a lot of different countries. We have already got €2.5 million from European grants, mainly from H2020. We have already investors since we got a seed round last year. And right now, what we are looking here is investors for our next round to be invested in the next 2 years for 3 things mainly. Improve what we have today to be able to scale up faster. Promotion and commercial activities in all the countries that we are, and mainly to prepare our internationalization for other geo markets. Thank you.